Welcome back. So this is our part 3 for NDFC series. In part 1, we have deployed a 3-node NDFC cluster and we added additional node as standby. In part 2, we use fabric build template to build a data center fabric that provide east-west connectivity for the workload. Now, in this part, we are going to create an external handoff, the automated handoff between the fabric border leaf and external router. And that external router or switch, if it is part of a supported family like Nexus 9K, ASR 55K, etc., then NDFC can actually take charge and deploy configuration to the other end. And that's what we are going to do. So as you can see on our overview page, we just have one fabric that we created in the last series, and we have 6 switches. Those are part of these infrastructure. And then we have 0 interfabric. All right. So now what we are going to do, we are going to create another fabric, and this time we are going to use something else. Let me show you. So go to create fabric, and from select category, here you can see we have new LAN fabric, onboarded existing LAN fabric, standard ACI. So let's go ahead and say LAN fabric. And here, our previous fabric was VXLAN, that is automate a VXLAN BGP EVPN fabric. That's what we have created as a part of that data center VXLAN fabric using Nexus 9K. But in this part, we are going to create external inter-fabric connectivity, monitor or manage any architecture that include Cisco NXOS, iOS XE, XR, or any third-party device. This include use cases of external connectivity, inter-fabric connectivity such as ISN for ACI, so you can connect NDFC fabric and ACI fabric using external, and inter-pod network IPN. Our use case is external connectivity. This is quite versatile. Let's pick up this one, and then fabric type. You can see again multi-site or external connectivity. So one template can serve both. We are going to use for our external connectivity. All right, let's say next. And again, we are once again here. So what you have to do, apply a name here. Location is good. BGP ASN. So for our Nexus fabric, we were using 65111. Let's use something different because we want to run eBGP VRF Lite. So 65333, and Premier is good. Telemetry unchecked. That looks good. Advanced setting. Fabric monitor mode. If enabled, fabric is only monitored, no configuration will be deployed. But we do want configuration, so I'm going to say disable this, advance, and rest of the things are pretty all right. We don't want to do any changes here. Sub interfaces is 22511. That is like anytime you create a sub interface for VRF, this is going to be the range and etc. So this is looking good. We can just go ahead and say next, and we didn't change much other than BGP ASN. So it's looking very standard. Good. Let's go ahead and say submit. So we have created a bucket or a placeholder for external fabric. Now time to add a switch to this fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and say search for one particular switch. That is my external L3 out. And I know the out-of-band management IP address for that. So let me use that. And let's go ahead and discover the switch. It may discover more than one, but we will figure out by the host name, and we'll add that to inventory of respective fabric. Here you can see we have discovered more than one. Some are already managed. They are already part of fabric site. Only this is available, but not added to any site. And that's what we want, just one router or switch. Since this is handoff, although it is switch, I'm going to keep referring as a router because we are doing routing function here. Although all the L3 switches can now do routing. So never mind. Let's say add switches. So we are doing exactly same thing like what we have done earlier. Create a fabric, discover switches, add the switches to the fabric, and set the role. All right, switch is added. We can just close this here. Go to inventory, select the switch, action, and set role. This is going to be edge router. Right? This is not part of fabric. So the category is edge router because this is used as a handoff. So think of it as like we have a fabric sitting here, 2 spine, 2 leaf, and a border leaf. And then this is the external router. So the category is edge router. Recalculate and deploy. And now it's time to deploy the configuration. We had one fabric. We created another fabric. As you can see, not many configuration here, just 2 line of configuration. Basically the ND trap, Nexus dashboard trap configuration. That's it. Other than that, side-by-side configuration, we have some basic configuration already. That is, my server is attached, server 4, which is in 192.168.20 subnet. That server is attached here, and so on. So let's go ahead and say deploy all. Part 1 is done. All right, so we have external L3 fabric deployed with one switch. Now, since we have added one switch with edge router role, and that edge router role device has a connectivity going to the border leaf, Site 1 Greenfield will learn something. It's an indication. So what happened? Let's go to Site 1 Greenfield. And right now, what we want to do, we want to just go ahead and say recalculate and deploy. Although we have not made any changes in Site 1 Greenfield, but still something what you created in the adjacent fabric has an impact on Nexus fabric. And let's see what is that impact and how these two fabrics are being linked together. Now you can immediately see Site 1 BL1 has got some sort of configuration. That's the real magic. Look at the configuration. What exactly happened? It detected that I have an edge router going on this interface, and it assigned a description and made it a routed port. From trunk, it made it a routed port. That is the configuration for Site BL1. Let's go ahead and say deploy all. And once you deploy this, this is the start of the relationship, and you will see what happened next when we go to VRF and attachments. So this is the glue. Be sure you do a recalculate and deploy once you create your edge router. Next, what we're going to do, we are going to just close out of this and go to security and segmentation, VRFs. We have just one VRF attachment. And here you can see, previously we were dealing with Site 1, Leaf 1 and Leaf 2. Now we are going to select the BL1 and deploy this VRF there. Let's go ahead and say edit. This is detached, so let's go ahead and say attach. However, this time we want to do something else. The template is different. Extend. Let's go to the drop down, VRF Lite. The moment I select this, see the changes. Here you can see we have this attachment that was detected after recalculate and deploy. You can see Site 1, border 1, trying to make a VRF Lite connection over interface 1/3 with external router on interface 1/3. And what is the chosen encapsulation or subinterface? That's the first interface, .2, and the prefix is being taken from this subnet, and that was part of the fabric design when we first deployed the Nexus fabric, not the edge fabric. All these details were part of the initial fabric. So from there, /30, we have taken 2 IP addresses, and there is some more information out there, like a BGP ASN number, MTU, and all those things. This is good. Let's go ahead and enable this. So we are going to say edit extension detail attached. Everything looks good. You don't want to make any changes here. You can go ahead and say save. Now my extension is attached. So I have everything to create the VRF Lite configuration. It says pending. Let's go ahead and just deploy it from here. And this is our config preview. You can actually say deploy and it will show you the preview, or you can just click here to see the configuration, what it's going to apply. So let's say deploy. This is done. So we have deployed the configuration on Site 1, border leaf 1. We have to do the same thing at L3 out. So let's go to our other fabric, X3 L3, inventory. Select the switch and config status. Let's say config preview. 24 line of configuration here. It's all coming from Nexus dashboard. You can see it has created a VRF context first, and then the BGP between edge router and the site BL1. You can see it's an eBGP connection, and this is the physical interface. We have created a sub interface and mapped it to the VRF, and that's how the BGP peering is going on. Let's go ahead and say pending configuration. So let me close this and say deploy configuration, deploy. Is going to push the configuration. So we have already configured site BL1. Now we are pushing the configuration to edge router, and you will see the BGP peering should come up. Executed. We can just close out of this. All right, so both the fabrics are looking good. So what we can do, we can actually verify a few things before we do a route leaking. All right, let's go ahead and do some verification here. Show IP BGP summary, VRF all. We have just one VRF. You can see we have one neighbor. That is our edge router 33.0.1. However, we are not receiving any prefixes. So let's do show IP BGP VRF, blue VRF, neighbor, 10.33.0.1, 10.33.0.1, that is our edge router, and see what's going on here. No routes. Let's do the same check at edge router. Show IP BGP VRF, blue VRF summary. You can see we have two prefixes coming, and hopefully those two prefixes are actually a network attachment, that 192.168.11.0/24 and 12.0/24. We can verify. Show IP BGP VRF, blue VRF, neighbor, and that is this border leaf routes. All right. So at this point of time, we have the VRF Lite up and running, and Nexus Fabric is sending the customer attachment, that 11.0 and 12.0, to the outside world. However, from outside world, we are not receiving anything. In most of the cases, you want to receive a corporate subnet or maybe a default route. So let's influence that configuration, and how we can do that. Let's go back to Nexus dashboard. So we are going to go to Core Fabric, and under configuration policies, this is the home of all the configuration templates. Here you can see we have all the configuration templates. Most of the time we are going to use this. Select configuration. Right, we are going to go ahead and add a new policy. Add policy. Select the switch where you want to apply the policy. That is our edge router. And this is the switch list. Priority is correct. You can give it some description. Right, and select the template. Here we are going to select a template that actually mandate that we want to advertise our subnet. There is an existing policy called BGP underscore VRF neighbor network, BGP VRF network. Select this, and in a moment you will realize what is the impact of this. So let's go ahead and add some details here. That is, what is our BGP ASN number? ASN number that we have used for the here is this. VRF fabric is blue VRF. And what is the IP prefix you want to advertise? You can actually select, either you can advertise a default route or any particular prefix. Here in this case, my server 4 is part of 192.168.20.0/24. So let's go ahead and advertise that. This is looking good. So let's go ahead and say save. Let's go back to inventory. Let's go ahead and select the switch and action configuration. Let's see preview. 5 line of configuration. That is nothing but under router BGP, under VRF, we're going to advertise one network statement. That's what our configuration policy is. So let's close this and say deploy all. Now let's go back to CLI and see what we are learning from outside world. So we are going to go to site 1 border leaf, and earlier there was no prefixes getting exchange from edge router. Let's try again, and here you go. You can see we have a eBGP subnet coming from next hop, that is 192.168 as per network statement. Final bit of check. Let's go to server 4, that is our external server, and try to ping things inside the fabric. That is 192.168.11.11 is working. Let's open another one, 192.168.12.22. This is also working. So Nexus fabric endpoints can reach outside world. And here you go. We have north-south connectivity, and everything was achieved from NDFC configuration template itself. That means you have created a Nexus data center fabric. We have created an inter VXLAN fabric, and all the configuration were orchestrated by Nexus dashboard. So this is how simple it is to create a fabric and external world connectivity. You don't have to deal with the CLI and best practices. Nexus dashboard, templates, and the configuration workflow is your friend. So I hope you'll learn how to use this thing. Thank you very much.